better than a cup of coffee.
Wow.
That's what you wake up to every morning. That's my alarm. It starts off screaming, Mortal Kombat! Yeah, I wake up and I just start punching the wall.
Whoa.
Which is what I want to do after this movie.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review, and we have watched the reboot of Mortal Kombat with a K. And, you know, if I have to explain the plot of Mortal Kombat to you,
well, the movie tries to explain the plot for 45 minutes, but nobody cares. Does anybody care?
You kind of have to explain the plot because the plot that you expect, not the plot that you get here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, you know what the games are. It's a tournament to the death. This movie's like, wait a second. We're going to take umbrage with that. And we're going to be like, this is before the tournament ever even begins. And we get some crazy Sub-Zero Scorpion stuff. I'm not going to spoil that. We're going to spoil a lot of stuff, but we're not going to spoil the origin stories or whatever. But basically, this MMA fighter, he is a direct descendant of Scorpion. And there's a shrouded mystery around him. And he's one of the chosen ones to compete in the tournament. And then just a bunch of boring stuff happens.
It takes itself way too seriously for a movie about giant lizards fighting human beings that can shoot fireballs.
I think one thing it does really, really well is it pays homage to the video games in ways that are cool, like the sweep the leg moment with Liu Kang. You know, you've obviously played someone who's done that to you and defeated you with it.
Or the ice clone at the end. Sorry that we maybe briefly got into spoilers, but there's just a brief moment where you're like, oh, everyone keeps posting the Leo gift. They're like, oh. that's what this movie is. That's the best part of this movie. You're like, oh, there it is.
So let's get into spoilers and talk about the crazy things that happened in this movie and whether we liked them or not.
This is not even really Mortal Kombat. This is like what could be like the opening cutscene of a Mortal Kombat game, just spread out over like 2 hours. Like the idea that it's like, no, the tournament hasn't even started yet. Shang Tsung is like, we're gonna kill everyone before the tournament even begins. It's like bold, but also I don't like it. And yeah,
are they trying to cheat? Like they're playing dirty and they're trying to kill off everybody before it begins? Is that why they're doing it?
Yeah. So in the movie it says they've won 9 times in a row. The other world has, and if they win this time, they get to take over Earth. But for some reason, Shang Tsung's like, I'm actually bored. I know it starts in a couple weeks, but I just want to kill him now.
I mean, they say in the movie, there's not even another full moon before this tournament starts. And Shang Tsung, who has won 9 of them, is like, you know what? No, we're done. Like, we're not going to fight this. I don't know who it was, but they said, hey, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to spend a whole movie pretty much developing the plot of trying to explain what a Mortal Kombat is while also doing Mortal Kombat things, but then like not really Mortal Kombating, but in the second one, ooh, you better believe we're going to be Mortal Kombating. It's Mortal Kombat, but also like not Mortal Kombat. And it just feels very like, there's some characters that are great. There are parts of this that you're like, yes, I would love to see more of this. But then you look at it and it really just feels like what Mortal Kombat, what was the web series? You know, like that. It almost feels like a big budget version of that where you're like, yeah, but that's not really Mortal Kombat. You know, you're like, that's not really Raiden. Like, that's not really that's not really Liu Kang. You know, you're just like, I don't like this. It feels like I just went to the Dollar General of Mortal Kombat.
Like the last 20 minutes, it finally got to what it should have been the whole movie, which is just them like going to crazy places and fighting. In the last 20 minutes, I'm like, this is finally what we've been waiting for. And then it lasts, like the fights are like that quick and movie over. The beginning 20 is a really cool action scene. And then the ending 20 is a bunch of really cool action scenes. The middle 70 minutes is not worth it. It's just so like I'm not a like I know what Mortal Kombat is. I've played the games. Unless you're like a massive fan of all the lore and stories that go into people fighting each other, it's not for you.
Cole Young as a character is boring, but I like that.
And obvious.
Yes,
like,
yes.
The whole idea is they set up this whole thing in the beginning that like, oh, there's a baby, and a bloodline and a prophecy. And you're like, yeah, it's the guy who we know nothing about. Who's
It
just a new
cuts to
character.
immediately afterwards.
But yeah,
We got it.
it is interesting setup. Is he's a dude that's really good at fighting, but he's been throwing fights for so long he has forgot how to fight.
Yeah.
And so that builds into what his arcana is. And that's cool that he's got cool powers. The fight with Goro on Earth is hilarious because his girlfriend or wife, I couldn't ever figure out what it was, their relationship, but she just picks up an axe and is like, you know what? I'm going to stab this four-armed dude.
Like, she saves his life, and then like she should be in Mortal Kombat. Like, she just took an axe and attacked a four-armed CGI monster. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the Scorpion Sub-Zero stuff is awesome, even though it bookends the movie. But then they're like, no, let's go to the desert. Like, let's go to the middle of nowhere. And then it becomes like a bottle. Like for like 30 minutes, it's like we're in Raiden's temple and we're learning how to fight, and then the bad guys show. Then they're betrayed, of course, and then they show up, and then we're still in Raiden's temple, and then we're a bunch of other places, and then it's over.
Guys, Kung Lao, come on. The helmet spinning in the sand.
Oh.
Yeah, straight up from like, I mean, that's a straight up like real fatality. I mean, like and again, that goes back. It's like the things that are great in this movie are the things that are ripped probably straight from the games, like Kung Lao's entrance and like Liu Kang's dragon and like all of that ripped straight from the games, and it's cool.
Scorpion's
awesome.
entrance. I was like, this is what we need now.
Yes.
Finally.
So the sequel is obviously going to, well, I say obviously, but we had Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and whoa, boy, big woof. But this one seems like it has better footing for it to have a better sequel. Like it can definitely improve on, because we're going to have the tournament next time.
And everything that works is all the dumbest. It's like Kano's fantastic. Shang Tsung is fun. Like I was worried that he wasn't going to match like 90s Shang Tsung, but like he really like he plays it over the top and it works. And like Kung Lao and like those and Sub-Zero and Scorpion, like those are the things that work because they're so bonkers, just like the game. And then everyone else is like, hey, that's not a birthmark. Hey, we're serious fighters over here.
Let's set up this plot that nobody cares about.
Hey, family, and hey, you don't have real arms anymore, but that shouldn't stop you. It shouldn't stop you from being a warrior. And I'm like, God, if you guys just like chewed all the scenery here, it'd be great. I mean, I don't even want to talk about how dumb Raiden is in this movie because like he's boring. Never have I wanted to see Christopher Lambert back on the big screen than when Raiden was on this screen. Is Scorpion coming back? I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know.
Did he go back to hell?
No, what happened is that so once Cole put his blood on the spear, it revived Scorpion to sort of be like an assassin. Again.
It freed. Yeah, then he said like you freed me.
He's like, I've come back from hell
to kill you, which is an awesome line.
Hiroyuki Sanada is just like one of the best actors of all time, and he could just crush any role that he's in.
We need more of him. Why is he only in the first 20 and the last 20?
That is every movie he's in, though. He's only in movies for like, I think he's got like a clause. It's same thing with, he's in Lost too, but he's barely in Lost. Like he said, guys, I love what we're doing here. I only need my runtime to be like 20 minutes, like Sunshine's like that. I mean, he's in Avengers Endgame and doesn't say anything pretty much. Like that's how great of an actor he is. And yet he's just barely on screen. I love him. You come in to watch him fight, even though it does not happen a lot until the end. But that trek there, it's a
long walk uphill. And then it's a fun ride downhill because you just get on your sled and you're screaming Mortal Kombat.
But is it worth going up the hill?
It's a water slide. You know, it's a long line. It's hot outside. Your feet are burning. But man, is it fun to just get in and just go down.
Perfect analogy. How many swords made out of frozen blood would you give this movie?
Which is the coolest scene in the whole movie. It's like 5 seconds long, but out of 10 frozen blood blades, this is a 4. The first, and it's two blood blades for the first 20 minutes and 2 blood blades for the last 20 minutes. Skip the middle hour. You're not going to miss anything. You don't care. Just skip it, but watch the awesome fight scene at the beginning and then watch the awesome 10 fights at the end. Santa Claus agrees with me.
I'm gonna go like a 5 out of 10 icicle blood swords, but with a K thrown in there randomly, of course, for Mortal Kombat. If I had to choose, if someone said, "Hey, 2021, 1995," I'm like, give me that 1995 one all day.
Yeah, I'll say 5 out of 10 blood swords as well. I love the fights. They're really awesome. They hold true to the game. Big yikes for the story.
Yeah. A PSA for all the nerds, for all the Mortal Kombat nerds who are about to come at us and be like, "You don't even understand. You don't even get it." Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't care. And you know what? I'm not.
Neither
We
should
didn't
you.
talk. We probably didn't talk about the fighting enough. We probably didn't talk about it enough. But guess what? Don't care. And this isn't a video game. I didn't get to participate in the fighting, so I need a little story there. I need a little character arcs. I need a little fun. All right. I don't need to watch. I don't know. I don't need to watch a 30-minute bottle episode shoved in between 2 fights.
Before we leave, I'd just like to ask you a question here. Why
Yeah.
are you always trying to incite a riot in our comments?
I'm just changing the internet, but with my words, my anchor words. You know?
He's changing the internet with his words.
I don't think anyone on the internet will ever change the internet with their anger words.
I love all of you. Love all of you online. No hate, no disrespect. But again, just wasn't for me. This wasn't this made for TV Mortal Kombat movie wasn't for me. Okay? That's just it. All right, whatever.
No hate, no disrespect, but you're wrong and I hate you.
Un esercito di pro